Life is finite. When we're young, life seems to stretch endlessly before us. Time appears abundant, and we often believe there will always be more time to do everything we desire. However, as we age, we begin to realize that life is finite and that each moment is precious. This realization can completely change how we live our lives. I remember when I was young and always worried about the future. I spent hours thinking about how my career would progress, how I could earn more money, and all the things I wanted to achieve. I was so focused on what was to come that I often forgot to enjoy the present. Now, at 85, I realize that the present is all we really have. The past is gone and the future is uncertain, but the present is where life truly happens. One of the most important lessons I've learned is the importance of living in the present moment. This doesn't mean we shouldn't plan for the future or learn from the past, but rather that we should value and enjoy the current moment. I remember once, when I was about 40, I was so worried about a big project at work that I didn't notice my daughter trying to show me her drawing. She had spent the whole afternoon drawing a beautiful landscape and wanted to share it with me. At that moment, I was so absorbed in my thoughts about work that I just muttered a quick compliment and went back to what I was doing. Today, looking back, I realized that moment was an opportunity to connect with my daughter, to show her that I valued her effort and creativity. It was a small window of time that I can never get back. As the years passed, I began to value these small moments more. Now, when I'm with my grandchildren, I make sure to be fully present. I turn off my phone, forget about worries, and focus on playing with them, listening to their stories and simply being there with them. I've learned that these are the moments that truly matter, the ones that bring joy and meaning to life. Another important lesson about the finitude of life is the need to forgive and let go. Carrying grudges and resentments from the past is a heavy burden that can rob us of our peace and happiness. I remember an old friend, Tom, with whom I had a falling out many years ago. We went decades without speaking, each carrying our own version of what had happened. It was only when we were both in our 70s that we ran into each other by chance at a community event. At that moment, I realized how much time we had lost because of a misunderstanding. We decided to put the past behind us and rebuild our friendship. Today, he's one of my closest friends, and I always wonder how it would have been if we had resolved our differences earlier. The finitude of life also teaches us the importance of following our dreams and passions. Often, we postpone our deepest desires, thinking we'll have time to pursue them later. However, time passes quickly, and we often find ourselves in old age with regrets about what we didn't do. I always wanted to learn to play the piano, but for most of my life, I was too busy with work and other responsibilities. It was only after I retired that I finally decided to take piano lessons. Although I'm not a great pianist, playing music has brought me immense joy and a sense of accomplishment that I would never have experienced if I hadn't followed my passion. Moreover, the realization of life's finitude encourages us to take better care of ourselves and our relationships. We know our time is limited, so we should make choices that promote our health and well-being. This includes maintaining a balanced diet, exercising regularly, and taking care of our mental health. It also means investing time and effort in our relationships, as they are what truly enrich our lives. I remember a lady I met in a walking group for seniors. Sarah was 92 years old and one of the most vibrant and lively people I've ever met. She told me that at 70, she was diagnosed with a heart condition that required significant lifestyle changes. Instead of giving in to despair, she decided to do everything in her power to improve her health. She started walking every day, adopted a healthy diet, and got involved in social activities that kept her mentally active. She lived for another 22 years, enjoying every moment and inspiring everyone around her with her determination and joy for life. Finally, the finitude of life reminds us of the importance of finding peace and contentment within ourselves. Often we seek happiness in external things, success, material possessions, approval from others. However, true happiness comes from within. It's a state of mind that we can cultivate through gratitude, meditation, and acceptance of ourselves and our lives as they are. A practice I've adopted in recent years is keeping a gratitude journal. Every night before bed, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for that day. It could be something simple, like a beautiful sunset, a pleasant conversation with a friend, or a moment of peace and tranquility. This practice has helped me focus on the positive and appreciate life more. In summary, the realization of life's finitude is a powerful lesson that teaches us to value the present, forgive and let go, follow our dreams, take care of ourselves and our relationships, and find inner peace. Each moment is precious, and by living with this awareness, we can lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Health is the foundation of happiness. Health is undoubtedly the foundation for a happy and fulfilling life. When we're young, we often take our health for granted, but as we age, we realize how essential it is to take care of our body and mind. Without good health, it's difficult to enjoy the things that truly matter in life, like spending time with family, pursuing our passions, and simply enjoying the small pleasures of everyday life. I remember a time, in my 50s, when I was totally focused on my career. I worked long hours, often neglecting my health. I didn't exercise regularly, my diet was poor, and stress was constant. It wasn't until I had a health scare, a mild heart attack, that I realized how much I was neglecting my well-being. This event was a big wake-up call for me. I realized that without my health, I couldn't enjoy anything I was working so hard to achieve. After this scare, I decided to make significant changes to my lifestyle. I started walking every day, initially just for 15 minutes, but gradually increasing to an hour. I adopted a more balanced diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and reduced my consumption of processed foods and sugars. I also began practicing relaxation techniques, such as meditation and deep breathing, to manage stress. These changes not only improved my physical health, but also had a positive impact on my mental and emotional well-being. The importance of physical activity cannot be overstated. Staying active is crucial for mobility, strength, and cardiovascular health, especially as we age. I remember a friend, Lisa, who at 70 started participating in a yoga class for seniors. She had always been an active person, but over time she began to feel joint pain and a loss of flexibility. Yoga not only helped alleviate her pains, but also improved her balance and strength. Additionally, she found a community of friends in the class, which helped her feel more connected and less isolated. Mental health is equally important. Many seniors face challenges such as loneliness, depression, and anxiety, especially after the loss of loved ones or with the decline of physical abilities. Keeping the mind active and socially engaged can make a big difference. I remember a gentleman, Frank, who at 80 decided to learn to play the guitar. He always had a love for music but never had time to learn an instrument. Frank started taking guitar lessons, and besides learning something new, found a new passion that brought him much joy and satisfaction. He also began participating in a local music group where he made new friends and felt part of a community. Maintaining social connections is vital for mental health. Loneliness can be devastating for the elderly, but there are many ways to stay socially active. Participating in clubs, volunteer groups, or even maintaining regular contact with friends and family can significantly improve quality of life. A lady I met, Susan, 85 years old, was part of a book club. She always loved reading, and this club not only encouraged her to keep reading, but also provided her with a group of friends with whom she could discuss books and share life experiences. In addition to physical and social activities, it's important to have regular medical checkups. Prevention is always better than cure, and many health conditions can be effectively managed if detected early. I remember a case where a friend, Mike, was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes during a routine consultation. He had no symptoms, and if he hadn't done the checkup, he could have developed serious complications. With guidance from his doctor, Mike made changes to his diet and lifestyle and managed to control his diabetes without the need for medication. Emotional health is also crucial. Facing life's ups and downs with resilience and a positive attitude can significantly improve our overall well-being. I remember a difficult period in my life when I lost my wife, Martha. It was a time of immense pain and sadness, but I found comfort in talking about my feelings with friends and family. Participating in a support group for bereaved people also helped me process my grief and find a way to move forward. Another practice I've adopted in recent years is keeping a gratitude journal. Every night before bed, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for that day. It could be something simple, like a pleasant conversation with a friend, a moment of peace and tranquility, or even a good book I read. This practice has helped me focus on the positive and appreciate life more, improving my emotional and mental state. Spiritual health should not be neglected either. For many people, spirituality offers a sense of purpose and connection to something greater than themselves. This can be found through religion, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. I remember a lady, Grace, who at 90 found great comfort and peace in her faith. She regularly participated in religious services and community activities at her church, which gave her a strong sense of belonging and purpose. In summary, health is the foundation of happiness and well-being. Taking care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health is essential to living a full and meaningful life. Small lifestyle changes can have a big impact, and it's important to remember that it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. By prioritizing our health, we can more fully enjoy the precious moments of life and find joy and satisfaction in each day. Time is precious. Time is a finite and precious resource, something that becomes increasingly evident as we age. When we're young, we often feel like we have all the time in the world. However, as the years pass, we begin to realize that time is limited and that we should use it wisely. I remember when I was younger, in my 30s, and was totally focused on my career. I worked long hours, often sacrificing time with my family and friends. I believed I was doing what was necessary to ensure a better future for myself and my family. However, looking back, I realized that I missed many valuable moments with my children as they were growing up. Today, at 80, I clearly see that the time we spend with our loved ones is irreplaceable and infinitely more valuable than any professional success. An example that always comes to mind is that of a friend, Robert, who spent most of his life working for a large corporation. He was always busy, traveling for work, and rarely had time for his hobbies or to be with his family. When he retired at 65, he realized he had missed many important moments. He then decided to dedicate his time to things that really mattered to him. Robert began spending more time with his grandchildren, teaching them how to fish and play chess. He also returned to painting, a hobby he had abandoned decades ago. Robert once told me, "I realize that the time I have left is precious, and I want to use it to do the things I love and be with the people I love." The wisdom of the elderly often includes the realization that we must be intentional with our time. This means making conscious choices about how we spend our days and avoiding wasting time on activities that don't bring us joy or satisfaction. I remember a lady, Emily, who always said, "Don't wait to do the things you love. If there's something you've always wanted to do it now." At 75, Emily decided to learn to play the piano, something she had always dreamed of doing. She started taking lessons, and although she didn't become a professional pianist, found immense joy and satisfaction in playing music every day. Another important aspect of valuing time is learning to say no to things that don't bring us happiness or aren't important to us. Often, we feel pressure to meet others' expectations or engage in activities that don't truly interest us. I remember a period in my life when I was constantly busy with social and professional commitments that didn't bring me joy. It was only when I started prioritizing my time and saying no to these obligations that I began to feel a true sense of freedom and contentment. The perception of the preciousness of time also leads us to value more the simple and everyday moments. Often, it's these small moments that bring the greatest joy and meaning to our lives. I remember a quiet morning when I was sitting in my garden, listening to the birds sing and feeling the gentle breeze on my face. It was a simple moment, but deeply gratifying. These moments of peace and tranquility are precious and remind us of the beauty of life. Moreover, the perception of the finitude of time encourages us to resolve conflicts and maintain healthy relationships. Carrying grudges and resentments from the past can consume a lot of our time and emotional energy. I remember an old friend, Jim, with whom I had a disagreement many years ago. We went decades without speaking, each carrying our own version of what had happened. It was only when we were both in our 70s that we ran into each other by chance at a community event. At that moment, I realized how much time we had lost because of a misunderstanding. We decided to put the past behind us and rebuild our friendship. Today, he is one of my closest friends, and I always wonder how it would have been if we had resolved our differences earlier. Appreciating time also means dedicating time to activities that bring us joy and satisfaction. Whether it's a hobby, a creative project, or volunteer work, Doing something we love can enrich our lives and give us a sense of purpose. I remember a lady, Karen, who at 70 started volunteering at an animal shelter. She always loved animals, but never had time to get involved with them while she was working. The volunteer work brought a lot of joy and satisfaction to her life, and she made many friends along the way. Moreover, valuing time encourages us to live with more presence and mindfulness. Often, we're so worried about the past or anxious about the future that we forget to fully live in the present moment. Practicing mindfulness, being fully present in the current moment, can increase our appreciation for life and help us find joy in small things. A practice I've adopted in recent years is daily meditation. Just a few minutes of meditation each day helps me center myself and more fully appreciate the present moment. Another important lesson about the preciousness of time is the need to balance work and leisure. While work is an important part of our lives, it's crucial to find time to relax and have fun. I remember a time when I was so focused on work that I didn't have time for my hobbies or to spend time with my family. It was only when I started balancing my time better that I realized how much I was missing. Now I make sure to set aside time for activities that bring me joy and to be with the people I love. In summary, time is a precious and finite resource. We should use it wisely, prioritizing the things that truly matter to us. This means living in the present, resolving conflicts, dedicating time to activities that bring us joy and satisfaction, and balancing work and leisure. By making conscious choices about how we spend our time, we can lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life, enjoying every precious moment. Follow your passion. Following your passion is one of the most valuable lessons we can learn throughout life. Often we put our dreams and interests aside in favor of practical responsibilities, such as work and family. However, it's never too late to pursue what truly brings us joy and satisfaction. Life is too short not to do what we love. I remember when I was young, I always had a love for writing. I used to write short stories and poems, but as I grew older, life became busier with responsibilities and work. I ended up entering a career that, although stable and well-paid, didn't bring me the same joy as writing. It wasn't until after I retired at 65 that I decided to return to my passion for writing. I started writing again, this time memoirs and short stories based on my life experiences. Publishing my first book at 70 was one of the most gratifying achievements of my life. I realized that following my passion not only brought me immense joy, but also gave me a new sense of purpose. Another inspiring example is that of a friend, Evelyn, who always dreamed of painting. When she was young, she loved drawing and painting, but over time life's responsibilities took over, and she put her passion aside. At 60, after retiring, Evelyn decided to enroll in painting classes. She began painting regularly and even participated in local exhibitions. Evelyn once told me, "Painting gives me a sense of freedom and expression that I don't find in anything else." It's never too late to follow our dreams. Following your passion can have many benefits, not just for emotional well-being, but also for mental health. Engaging in activities we love can reduce stress, increase happiness, and even improve cognitive function. I remember a gentleman, Walter, who at 75 decided to learn to play the guitar. He always had a love for music, but never had time to learn an instrument. Walter started taking guitar lessons and, besides learning something new, found a new passion that brought him much joy and satisfaction. He also began participating in a local music group, where he made new friends and felt part of a community. Moreover, following your passion can inspire and motivate others around you. When we do what we love, we radiate positive energy that can influence those around us. I remember a lady, Nancy, who at 70 started volunteering at an animal shelter. She always loved animals but never had time to get involved with them while she was working. The volunteer work brought a lot of joy and satisfaction to her life, and she made many friends along the way. Her dedication and passion inspired other volunteers to join her, creating a strong and supportive community. Following your passion can also help us discover new talents and abilities we didn't know we had. Often, we have latent interests and skills that just need an opportunity to flourish. I remember a friend, Greg, who at 65 decided to learn to cook. He had never cooked before, but always had an interest in culinary arts. Greg started taking cooking classes and discovered he had a natural talent for cooking. He began experimenting with new recipes and even opened a small restaurant in his community. Greg once told me, "I never thought I could be a chef, but following my passion for cooking showed me that we can discover new talents at any age." Furthermore, following your passion can provide a sense of accomplishment and purpose that's often lacking in our daily lives. When we do something we truly love, we feel we're living in accordance with our true selves. I remember a lady, Rachel, who at 70 decided to learn to play the piano, something she had always dreamed of doing. She started taking lessons, and although she didn't become a professional pianist, found immense joy and satisfaction in playing music every day. Rachel told me, "Playing the piano gives me a sense of accomplishment that I've never felt before. I feel like I'm finally living according to who I really am." Following your passion can also help us face life's challenges and adversities with more resilience. When we're engaged in something we love, we have a reason to continue and overcome obstacles. I remember a gentleman, Harold, who at 70 was diagnosed with a serious illness. Instead of giving in to despair, he decided to follow his passion for gardening. He began spending more time in his garden, cultivating flowers and plants. Gardening not only brought joy and peace to his life, but also gave him the strength and resilience to face his illness with courage and determination. Finally, following your passion can help us build a lasting legacy. When we do something we love, we leave a positive mark on the world and on the people around us. I remember a lady, Olivia, who always dreamed of writing children's books. When she was younger, she loved creating stories but never had the time to pursue it seriously. At 65, after retiring from her teaching career, Olivia decided to start writing and illustrating her own children's books. She published several books that not only brought joy to children, but also inspired many adults to pursue their own creative passions. Olivia once told me, "Writing these books gives me a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I've never experienced before." It's never too late to create something meaningful. In summary, following your passion is one of the most valuable lessons we can learn throughout life. It's never too late to pursue what truly brings us joy and satisfaction. Doing what we love can improve our emotional and mental well-being, inspire and motivate others, help us discover new talents, provide a sense of accomplishment and purpose, help us face challenges with resilience, and build a lasting legacy. Life is too short not to do what we love, so follow your passion and live life to the fullest. Success is not about money. Often, society teaches us that success is measured by the money we earn, the possessions we accumulate, and the positions we achieve in our careers. However, as we age, we realize that true success has little to do with material wealth and much to do with personal fulfillment, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of our passions. I remember when I was at the peak of my career in my 40s and was obsessed with earning more money and climbing the corporate ladder. I believed that by achieving these goals, I would find happiness and satisfaction. However, looking back, I realized that the happiest moments of my life were not related to money or professional success, but to the time spent with my family and friends and the small joys of everyday life. A clear example of this is my friend Jack, who spent most of his life working for a large company. He was always busy, traveling for work, and rarely had time for his hobbies or to be with his family. When he retired at 65, he realized he had missed many important moments. He then decided to dedicate his time to things that really mattered to him. Jack started spending more time with his grandchildren, teaching them how to fish and play chess. He also returned to painting, a hobby he had abandoned decades ago. Jack once told me, "I realize that the time I have left is precious, and I want to use it to do the things I love and be with the people I love." True success, as many seniors have realized, is found in personal fulfillment and meaningful relationships. It's about living a life that aligns with our values and passions, not about accumulating material wealth. I remember a lady, Margaret, who always said, "What really matters in life are the people we love and the experiences we share with them." Margaret spent most of her life working as a teacher, earning a modest salary, but found immense satisfaction and joy in teaching and helping her students. She maintained strong ties with her family and friends, and always had time for her hobbies and interests. Margaret lived a full and meaningful life and left a lasting legacy of love and kindness. Another inspiring example is that of a gentleman, Henry, who at 75 decided to learn to play the violin. He always had a love for music but never had time to learn an instrument. Henry started taking violin lessons and, besides learning something new, found a new passion that brought him much joy and satisfaction. He also began participating in a local music group where he made new friends and felt part of a community. For Henry, true success was in following his passion and finding joy in the small things in life. Moreover, true success is measured by the positive impact we have on others' lives. When we help others and contribute to our community, we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that money can't buy. I remember a lady, Eleanor, who at 70 started volunteering at a local literacy program. She had always loved reading and wanted to share that love with others. Her volunteer work brought her immense joy and satisfaction, and she made many friends along the way. Her dedication and passion inspired others to join her, creating a strong and supportive community of learners and teachers. Finally, true success is found in the inner peace and happiness that comes from living an authentic and meaningful life. When we do what we love and live according to our values, we find a sense of peace and contentment that money can't buy. I remember a difficult period in my life when I lost my wife, Sarah. It was a time of immense pain and sadness, but I found comfort in talking about my feelings with friends and family. Participating in a support group for bereaved people also helped me process my grief and find a way to move forward. Today, I realize that true happiness comes from within, and that living an authentic and meaningful life is the greatest success we can achieve. Conclusion. The lessons shared by the elderly remind us that life is precious and full of opportunities for growth, learning, and joy. From the realization of life's finitude to the importance of following our passions and valuing our relationships, these lessons offer us a guide to living with purpose and satisfaction. We would like to thank everyone who watched this video, and we hope that the stories and lessons shared have been inspiring and helpful. If you found this video meaningful, please leave a comment below sharing your own experiences and reflections. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content and spreading these important messages of wisdom and inspiration. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thank you very much for watching and for being part of this community. Together, we can learn and grow from each other's experiences and life lessons. Until next time.